Welcome to another day of a Christmas drawing challenge. This drawing will be super fluffy. Grab the sketch on my Patreon to follow easily, also the full brush and my color palette. I'm drawing on 9x9 inches canvas. For more details, check my Patreon. Let's get started. Lower the opacity of the sketch. Create a new layer and move it below. Select a soft brown color. Tap on the lasso tool. Be sure you have selected freehand and color fill options. Now simply draw across the sketch. Tap on the dot here to fill the shape. Using dry ink from the icing group, soften the edges. Fix with an eraser if needed using medium airbrush. Create a new layer above and tap on the clipping mask. Select very bright orange. Use the lasso tool and select the eyes and cheek area. Also inside the ear. Turn off the sketch and tap on the smudge tool. Using one charcoal, smudge the edges of soft color. Turn on the sketch and create a new layer below the sketch. Select a nice red color and medium airbrush. Draw a big red nose using a small size of brush. Draw a circle and hold your pen on the screen to get a precise shape. Maybe lower the sketch opacity. Select the middle brown color. Create a new layer above the head. Tap on the N here and select the multiply option. And tap on the clipping mask. From a drawing group, select the gloaming brush. Draw the shade inside the ears. Also under the nose and behind. On the neck and on the part of the head. Make shade strong and rough. Now blend it using a smudge tool. Make it super soft. Turn off the sketch to better see the texture. Now create a new layer above the nose and tap on the clipping mask. Select a strong purple color. Tap on the N and select the multiply option and lower the opacity. Draw the shade on the bottom part of the nose. Blend it using the smudge tool. Now we will add some fur on the head. Tap on the head layer and select the main color. Using the lasso tool, create some fur on the head. And on the ear can be too. Now smudge it slightly. Blend also other parts or edges if needed. Repeat with the second ear. Make it really super fluffy, no sharp edges. Smudge also the brighter layer. And also the shading layer. With this blending, you can create a really super fluffy and soft look. Back to the main head layer. Now it's time to use my fur brush number 2. You can get it on my Patreon or use any fur brush you like. Draw a fur all around, just tiny or super long, it's up to you. Use also different brush sizes. Now turn on the sketch and create a new layer below the nose. Select the white color and the medium airbrush. Draw the eyes, now be precise with the shape. Turn off the sketch and fix if needed. Try to create a smiling shape. I want to move with this bright part. For any adjustments, you can use the magic wand, liquify and push option. Create a new layer below the eyes. Select a dark color and draw the shade behind the eyes. Soften it with an eraser. Maybe smudge it slightly first. And now use an eraser. Make it very soft. I want to move with this eye. You can use the push option or also use the lasso tool and arrow tool up here. Like that you can change the shape or size, even the placement. Also, this warp option. Try all of them and choose what suits you the most. Perfect. Now create a new layer below the eyes, select a dark color and my furry brush. Draw the eyelashes. Create a new layer above the eyes, tap on the clipping mask. Select a rich brown color and the medium airbrush. Draw very gently shade on the edges. Also with the black color very gently. In a new layer above, draw the pupils. And with the white color, draw the dots here. Maybe also one more just tiny. And with a big brush size, a touch of light. Create another layer above. Select for brush and light brown color. Draw a fur around the eyes. Match the colors. If you hold your finger on the screen, you get the right color. And continue on this bright edge. Around the cheeks. Use also small brush size. Draw fur around the nose and everywhere you like. Using different brush sizes and colors, you can create a fluffy pattern here. Create a new layer above the nose and draw nostrils using black color and the noise brush. Fix it with an eraser, gently erase just the bottom part. Let's change the shape of nose a bit. Tap on the nose layer and using the magic wand, liquify and a push option, pull the middle of the bottom part a bit lower. Create a new layer above the nose. Select a bright red or pinky color. Draw a highlight on the top. Smudge it and using a small brush size, draw some details around the nostrils. And on the edge. Tap on the N and select the Add option for extra shine. Maybe smudge it slightly. Now tap on the bright part of the face and draw using the pink color also inside the ears. Jump back on the fur layer and draw more details here if you want. I like to jump between layers and add more and more details. Also with a darker brown. Like that, you can give more volume and richness to your character, more texture. Using more colors and brush sizes is really helpful. I like playing with details, but you can keep it simple if you want. Turn on the sketch and create a new layer at the bottom. Select a dark color and medium airbrush. Draw the antlers in any shape you want. I'm drawing it super simple. Create a new layer above, tap on the clipping mask. Select a bright gray color and noise brush. Draw the highlights on the edges. Match those layers. Slide the layer to the left and duplicate. Tap on the bottom one and using the arrow tool fix the placement. And with the warp option also shape. Turn off the sketch. I'm going to fix the head shape here. It needs more fur. Turn on the sketch and create a new layer above the eyes. Using the black color and still noise brush, draw a cute smile. Now turn off the sketch and smudge the smile slightly. You can soften it with an eraser. Also, using a bigger brush size, draw a shade behind the nose. Create a new layer on the top and select Full Brush. Draw some fur around the bottom part of the nose. It creates the impression that the nose is growing out of the fur. Tap on the fur layer and make one more round of fluffy touch. Now the cute fella. Create a new layer below the antlers. Select a bright gray color and the wine charcoal brush. Draw the fluffy ball. Now select a dark gray color and draw on a bigger part. Smudge it slightly using my full brush. Create a new layer above, select bright red color and the noise brush. Draw a beak. And with the brighter color, a bit of highlights. And black eyes and maybe also eyebrows. Using full brush, you can also draw the tail and wing. Maybe also with a great color. Create a new layer below the bird and select the red color and dry ink. Draw a cute head. And using a darker color, draw some shade here. Maybe also a bit of highlights. Smudge it slightly using wine charcoal. You can try to change the color, tap on the main shape, the magic wand, and the very first option. Here you can play with the colors. Create a new layer and draw a bit of shade on the bird using black and medium airbrush. Keep those details in your mind each time. This level up your drawing. You can leave it like that or draw a bow on the neck, or any cute details you want. Can't wait to see what you draw. But always pay attention to details like shadows and highlights, shapes and angles. It can be simple but still full of details. Well done, share your Rudolph and tag me so I can see it, or put it into the Christmas chat on my Patreon. See you next time!